So good morning, my Ncfe students. Here's a mixdown of a student from um, several years ago. They said I could use this, so let's just have a quick listen. So it's a sort of ambient kind of track with a beat in it, but very echoey ambient stuff. First thing about it, this is a mixing tip video, don't forget. Look, it's overloading. It's overloading. Now you can go to your mixer page and highlight all of the faders and turn them down, as opposed to trying to turn them down individually, which you can just simply do by highlighting like this, grabbing, make sure they're all there. But you know what I find even more useful? Do you remember last week we looked at going to that master fader, the one that says output, and simply clicking in an empty space for a plugin that's in the utility section, and that's the gain. So we don't actually have to change any of the faders, we just realize that this overall mix, don't worry about my computer slowing down, this overall mix is too loud, so all we're going to do is grab this fader that sits over the top of our master fader and turn that one down, and that will pull the whole mix down so that it's not distorting. Even though it doesn't sound like it's distorting, it's 3.6 decibels over 0 decibels, which is where digital reaches. That's the roof of sound with digital. So this thing will let me, I'm going to just take it down about that much, and then when we play the mix, though it still sounds the same, we've got a much more healthy level. Yeah, it's best to have your mix too quiet than it is too loud. Next thing I want to show you is tempo, this ambient track. When it gets to the end, I want to slow it down. So how do we do that? Just open this tab here, can you see? These are called the global tracks. And I'm going to just float my mouse so I get this icon so I can just open up the tempo. There it is. It's 150, which sounds fast, but this track is obviously running at kind of half speed really. And this line is the automation. Obviously there's no automation at the moment, so it's a single straight line on the track, and as it gets to the end I'm going to put some points on this line using the pencil tool, and when I find it, and then I'm going to nudge those points. In fact, actually I probably only want one, so I'm just going to click and drag this down like that. See how bit, that's quite harsh, isn't it? So what we can do is go to the angle, see where at the sharp bit, put your mouse there, and we can bend the sound down just a little bit. I want it to gradually go down. And if that's not enough, of course, you can put other points on there using the pencil. Although I've got issues with my computer, so that's not working. But in theory, this is how I might want it to go. So I can simply just drag this thing. Again, that's a little bit too harsh, but let's just see what that sounds like so you can hear how it works. Let me take it a bit further forward, we don't have that long. I mean, there's so much echo and everything, you probably can't hear it. But there we go, that's how it works. Don't forget, you can make your track go really fast at one point as well, just simply by clicking on new point. And see, my computer works this time. Yeah, there you go, look, I can make it go crazy fast at some point as well. So you can do all sorts of madness to the music. Let's just hear that go nuts at one point, just for the sake of it. Yes, that's a useful tool. You can use it extremely or you can use it subtly, and that's in global tracks just here. Yeah, the final criteria, because we've looked at EQ and effects last time, is doing a bounce down to an appropriate format, just a mix down. So I'm going to just size my screen up so I can see everything. because this is an echoey track, as I draw this line of where I want the bounce down to start and end from, I'm not just going to end it at the end of the track, because I've got all this echo. I'm going to take it several bars, quite a long way past, because I know there's going to be all this ambient floaty stuff in this area here. Okay, so, and you simply go File, Bounce, Project or Section, that's the bit that we've highlighted. Click on there. It'll ask you some questions. Now, MP3 will do for today, but if you remember last time we looked at this pulse code modulation, looked at this one and we said, oh yeah, Wave or AIF, probably Wave is the highest level bit, but we're not going to go through that again. Just for today, click on just the MP3, okay, and make sure it's on the highest bit rate there, just the stereo one there, and hit bounce. We're on offline, so it means we don't have to play the whole music and wait 10 minutes. We can just go bounce, and it will, again, the slow computer, it's asking me where I want to save it. There it is. I want to save it as my favorite title, Bounce, and just wait for it to, oh gosh, it's taking longer because of my computer. After it bounces, it'll then say converting to MP3, and there's your file, which you will drag into the upload tab that I'm creating for you today. Okay, so I'm not going to sit and wait for this bounce, because even though it's offline, it's a very